This week in the League of Legends, absolutely nothing. There's a couple of pictures of Poros up on the main website, but we're going to be taking the liberty of going over the year of League of Legends content here on Spastic Gaming.
This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends!
More or less the past.
The ghost of League's past. This is an ongoing show. Talk a little bit about everyone's favorite mobile style battle game. Yeah, pictures of Poros are on the website. Take a look at them if you care about Poros.
I do not.
We do not.
So instead, we're going to be looking at the past, the whole year in review, kind of talking about the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, the uglies, the nars.
So, let's jump right the heck into it. So, running at the start of the year, if we're talking about the year, we had Vel'koz come out.
Yes, we did. A very good start to the year, I have to say.
Very good hentai fodder. It's wonderful.
Unique.
An interesting character to start the year out. Using very diverse mechanics, changing the way certain spells work, making for a unique, albeit not very frequently played one. I think he's one we complained about, actually, because of the auto attacks on him.
Yeah, it was very weird how he auto attacked, but I think by now they fixed it.
Indeed. Following up after that, we had, of course, the Masquerade event. Bunch of new skins for some folks, especially ones like Void Fizz, I think, which were good. They had some of the new items that they showed sort of towards the tail end of the season.
We had the Xerath and Skarner updates, as well as the visual remake or texture updates for the both of them. And that was a really cool thing. Skarner actually got some love, got some playability for a while until the meta hit.
Yeah, there were a lot of changes to a lot of characters. You know, some of the naming ones, Gragas, Skarner, like you said. And that's sort of been a theme this whole year, is they're taking a lot of older characters and switching them up a little bit.
Heimerdinger was right after that, actually.
Indeed.
You know, he got his change up.
They've got huge changes, especially to Karthus. They got his visual update kind of quick after that, and it was pretty cool. Of course, this was about the same time as PAX. And PAX, we got all kinds of teasers. We got stuff for, like, Dunkmaster Darius. We got all kinds of stuff, which are only coming out now.
Yeah, so they were kind of polishing it up. They weren't really...
I feel like they've got their whole year planned out almost.
Well, almost, except for a hitch happens, and we'll get into that. Twitch got his update too, where we lost probably one of the coolest ult names ever, Spray and Pray.
What's it called now?
Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I get it, but come on.
He still looks good. They did the lore, which was great until about 4 months down the line, and then...
and then they torpedoed it all. Those poor fellas. Briefly after that, we saw our first teaser of Braum.
Oh, Braum. The manliest of all men.
who was seen play for about 20 minutes. And he fell back into obscurity with other tanky supports.
Yeah.
They just don't work.
Well, it's just that everybody wants to go for these, squishy supports that kind of...
The thing is that tanky supports, they just don't get the gold to stay relevant.
Right, because everybody uses the, tech tree thing where you poke at them and then they get the gold, so...
Well, the main thing is that they're still buying wards, they're still buying support items, so when they have to go and be tanky, like, there's nothing there. They just die, so they use their CC and die. Whereas a soft support, a soft support can use their CC and their utility, and they don't have to die. They still might die, but they don't have to die. It's not part of their kit to die.
Go on and live without me. Oh, if we get a Nami, you don't have to die ever. Okay.
Yay. So we got a bunch of skins this year, a bunch of new crazy ones, especially with their new skin format, which they introduced tail end of 2013. And so we saw a bunch of cool stuff. Head on to Caitlyn, all kinds of the Vladimir skin, the Soul Stealer Vladimir. I forgot about that one.
No one uses Vlad, so we haven't seen it.
Indeed.
We got to see some brand new things. We got the Pentakill album that they released, and then it came out with the All for One mode, the Mirror mode, which was super fun.
Yeah, dude, All for One was probably one of the best. They need to do All for One Hexakill
on Twisted Tree Line with
Poros.
Just with Earth.
Poros that are hyper mega deft.
Yeah, that's right. I think we passed the point where Earth was a thing. Probably one of the best game modes that we haven't seen since. They better bring it back next year.
Indeed.
Because, come on, that really brought a lot of people back.
Brought me back, that's for sure. And then towards the end of the year, we got Doombots of Doom. We got
Dabblenair.
We got Debonair, and we got regular Nar. We got Azir.
Final boss Vagar.
Final boss Vagar. Honestly, Nar and Azir, they were so forgettable.
Azir was just so broken when he came out, and he had the Cinder effect where he's still being tweaked up because he has so many, unique mechanics that
you take your unique mechanics, they go too far, and then it's so buggy you can't even use it. Syndra still has bugs. She still has. I play Syndra. She still has bugs.
No, you walked upstairs one day when you came over to record, and you're like, I was playing Syndra, and I grabbed a minion, and it went away. I was on cooldown, and I died. And I remember him, chewing me out like it was my fault. I'm like, dude, I had nothing to do with it. He's like, I died.
I get mad when I play Syndra, because everything either goes your way, or it just something happens, and you're just like, no, I did it. I was there. She was alive. I felt her. So anyway, after Azir, literally the day of Azir, Lore got torpedoed.
This is probably the worst thing that they could have possibly done.
This was a really bad day for us, because I didn't like Azir already, and I'm like, okay, but he fits in with the lore and having the three brothers coming at it.
And then they hear that, here's Freak with a Triforce rocket launcher.
And it was worse, too, because they had done the same thing with Star Wars earlier in the year.
They did. They announced that, oh my god, that's right. It's just
Extended Universe is just gone. And I'm just like, no!
Speaking of which, did you see that Dark Horse lost all rights finally to all the comics, and they're going to go away soon?
Oh, Dark Horse is gone?
They're like, yep, the final chance to buy any of the comics, you can buy everything for $300. And I'm just like, wow.
That's nuts.
That's kind of how it felt. You're just like, it's just over. And it really hasn't shown that the lore has improved with this torpedoing of...
Well, it's just, it's just a collection of short stories now.
Some of them are good. The Mama one was good. But
absolutely. Some of them are very good, but they don't mean anything. And this is something we talked about huge. What was this, episode 209?
Yeah.
Man, time flies. But after that...
Scion.
We had Scion. We had the harrowing and all that sort of stuff. It was the big lore push. You want to be like, this is how the world is. These are all these crazy things. Look, definitely there are characters here that we've never talked about before. They're definitely here now.
And all the stuff we saw were civilians. None of it had to do with any of the other characters. The Rek'sai, you don't get to see any, cool characters besides Rek'sai.
Well, let's get to Rek'sai when we get to Rek'sai.
I'm just saying in general, all the stuff that they were pushing out during this time...
Well,
didn't have any characters.
They're either shoehorning in
characters,
or they're not putting any in.
Like Hecarim on a boat.
Yeah, like Hecarim on a boat.
Out of all the people, there's just a horse on a boat.
Could have gone with Karthus. He's just a reaper. And
he just shows up.
Because he's like a gatekeeper almost. And you can be like, you're approaching the Isles. Hello. You'll be heading this way. Just chops the boat in half. Oh, goodness. But we're getting a little bit too hung up. We got Callista right after that.
Who?
And we got Callistier launching along with the pre-patch for the next season, which we are still seeing reverberations for. And the pre-season shaping up to be cool. The jungle stuff is awesome.
Yeah, they've been doing some tweaks to it. It's been really great. Those new blades...
The blades and the buffs, they're cool. I love the little buff. I love the enchantment items. I think that's one of the coolest things League has.
If they add enchantments for every kind of role, I think that would make a very, very cool mechanic.
I don't know. I mean, you still want some items with certain personalities, but more baseline items that are fairly common, I think those enchantments are pretty cool.
Or just give them to, support, give them just, enchants to some of their support items, and it'd be cool.
Might be fun. But, of course, right after that, we got New Summoner's Rift.
Yes, the
beta launched, and then the real thing is
still going, yeah. Very cool. They talked about a lot of Easter eggs, but I have not seen them yet.
The only Easter eggs that I see is the palette choice, and that is very pastel and Easter-like.
You see, a dragon flying in the background, but they're like, there's so much you're going to find.
Dragon.
It's a dragon.
I'm chasing the dragon.
Dragon, walk the dragon, come.
Oh, gosh, we're weirdos. Rek'sai, briefly after that. kind of a weak past 3 characters. Well, past 4 actually. Nar, Azir, Kalista, and Rek'sai. Honestly, the 4 of them haven't seen as much play as I think they were expecting.
Rek'sai has been seeing a lot of mid play because of the 100% AP. What Do was actually chilling out with me, and we were talking about it. He's played Rek'Sai mid lane, gets 100%, damage to the skill shot, and just dominates mid lane, but he has no power whatsoever in any other aspect.
Yep, that's kind of her kit is just garbage. Reduced to cheese mechanics, the poor dear. And then at last we had Poro King in the Snowdown Showdown.
Yeah. Pretty much that's the year. We kind of went a little bit out of order, but the interactive timeline stops in July.
So we've been going off of our own memories, and I gotta tell you, I don't remember what I had for dinner, so...
Do you... No, I do not remember you.
Oh, poor microphone.
Ugh.
That was so long ago.
But we have Blue.
Good old Blue boy.
We're trying.
Listen.
We're trying.
They gave us nothing. Do you understand?
Poro pictures.
You get nothing.
I don't even know what I'm going to put up for this episode. Last week I'm like, I just to put it out.
Just put up the too sick to edit picture.
And just put a Christmas hat on top.
There you go. There you go. All right. But after the new year, guys, we should be seeing a lot more stuff. They are always pretty quick to get back to the office and giggity go.
So, since we went over this year, might as well talk about some of our favorite moments and our least favorite moments. Favorite moment for me, Braum. I do have to say Braum was a really interesting support. Probably one of the only supports we got to see this year. And I wasn't disappointed with him. He's very fun. I still play him every now and again. A lot of people look at me weird, but, if he fits the team comp and you need a tank, you go with Braum.
And my favorite moment was either Dunkmaster Darius or the Karthus visual update.
Yeah, at first it was hard to get used to the new Karthus voice acting compared to having him around for 4 years, but in the end, it's very...
Karthus was my first main.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, my second main. My
Amumu.
first main was Amumu. But
I like how I know that. We talk about it so often.
I loved
What was my first main?
Kale.
Yeah.
My least favorite moment of the year was the lore torpedo, but that's just because it was ripping open old wounds and it eviscerated me.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was probably the weakest point of the whole year, was the fact that instead of trying to fix the lore that they had, they torpedoed it and kind of like, well, it looks like this ship's going down. Let's light it on fire and try to build another ship in the middle of the ocean. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Why not, though? Screw them, right?
Yeah. Wait, we have fans that actually care about stuff? What?
Nah. But, guys, that's it for official stuff this week, if you can call this official. That's our year in review, and unfortunate as it is. But we'll be seeing some crazy new stuff in the new year. We can expect the unexpected.
Yay! We did it! We're never going to let him live that down.
No.
I showed that to someone who's started playing League afterwards, and I tried to show him that. It's like, we got this in one of the most, 3-month span of nothing, and it's like, expect the unexpected, and they're like, I don't see why this is funny. I'm like, you have to be an old hoagie.
You gotta be a veteran.
You gotta be gold 5, bro.
You're not gold 5.
I haven't even ranked this year. I just didn't care.
Yeah, you just gotta play for fun. You gotta play for fun.
If you have all this knowledge and then try to spout it out to rank people, all they do is yell at you and tell you suck at support.
And moving on to our own section. Last week, I asked a question about everyone's favorite skin. And I got some answers. So, arcade skins were definitely a favorite. Lunix likes the Sorceress Lux. Surprise! There was no way to have guessed that either.
I don't know. I think he kind of goes for those.
No, there's no way. If I'm talking favorite skin of all time, I'm going to have to either go with Vancouver Amumu or pre-remake Wodash. Or definitely pre-update Liberty Karthus.
Yeah. Just because it was so, he doesn't move, so it worked.
They were all so bad. I loved it.
Like, and now Wodash is one of the better ones.
Now Wodash is like the best Ash skin.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Vancouver Mumu is still garbage can tier. It's the best skin that you can possibly use. I mean, Goomba Mumu was pretty good until the visual update.
Yep.
But
Which one was Goomba?
Pharaoh.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally a Goomba.
Someone jumps on your head, instantly kills you. Just Pantheon. that.
Exactly.
For me, Silver and Green Kale. Both of those were, a lot of people didn't use them. Silver Kale was an adventure to get a hold of. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Arcade Sona, probably one of my favorites. And as far as bad skins, I really like the one of the launch skins for Vladimir, not the one that's
Vladimir.
The black one that just
motorcycle.
Not the motorcycle one.
The red and white one.
Yeah, that one. I really like that one because every other skin at least has something cool to it. Like the other launch skin was like from Castlevania, so you're just like, oh, and then this one's like, it's crap.
People like crap skins. They really do.
It's like, we got this great new map. What are you going to do, Tarek?
Give me a Tarek. It's my favorite thing to do on Trundle. Give me garbage can Trundle.
So, off topic, yesterday I saw a full team in Poro King that were all the cop skins. I got Trundle, Volley, Caitlyn, Vi, and then who was the fifth? There was what's the other cop skin?
Oh shoot, who is the other cop skin?
Is there another cop skin? But I had those four.
Is it Braum?
No. Damn. No, it was Right Singed.
Oh.
They've subbed in a Right Singed.
There you go.
And so the first thing someone goes is like, crap, it's the cops, and he disconnected.
It's the fuzz. Just leaves.
Oh, it was so funny. But oh man, it was just like a full theme group, and I'm just like, this is not gonna end well.
Well, that's what you get for breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
So we're still in December for another 5 days. So I think this might be our last.
This is the last one.
If you guys want this to continue, you always can.
No, this is the last one.
It's not working out for us.
It's the last one.
Okay. We know that Tarek is getting a visual update to the scale of Scions this year. Who do you want to see get this treatment in the future? We know that there's probably room for 2 or 3 of them. Any character you'd like to see have that, visual skill remake and all around.
I'll give you a hint. He was mentioned in this episode. I'm kidding. Feel free to answer the question in the comment section down below. Or if you're interested, you can ask a question for next week, which we will be answering. Down in that same comment section, you can also send it to our email, it's bestgaming@gmail.com. Post it on our Facebook, Twitter, or on our website, all of which are going to be in the drop-down overview below the video. Feel free to take a look, guys. We always answer 2 questions if we can, if we're doing it in that particular month, which we will be starting here in January, guys. So we would love a question to start out with, so send it on in. Otherwise, this has been Axis.
And Water Elemental.
And
you can expect the unexpected from us starting January.
We've been milking that joke for like 9 years. We've not even been on the air for 9 years.
We're like 2 years old. Expecting unexpected.
My first words.
And they were shocked by
Otherwise, it's just been Axis.
and Water Elemental.
Expect the unexpected joke.
420 blades.
Go!
What other memes do you have? Wrong side of the tracks.
Calistier! Cataline!
Curtis.
Master 12 asks a question. Eating donuts in a live action video. I'm done. Let's leave.